I have to hug.
Janet!
This has been amazing. Nadine, you flew in here from the United Kingdom just slightly under than 10 days ago. We have been preparing all week for this filming of Court Case.
Yeah.
So before we get into the day, what has it been like to be in America, working, vacation, but preparing to be an American lawyer when you're from the UK?
That's a big question. Yeah. Ultimately, I'm just grateful to you, Janet, for believing in me, to be your lawyer, to be your advocate, because as you know, I've had to step in the shoe to help my dad, and I may have to do this again for another family member. So it brings it to reality, like the depth of what we have to do to help people. And of course I'm going to help. I don't care what country you're in. Brilliant to come to America, the sun is shining, why wouldn't I want to be here? But no, like the fact that you are putting this together to show the world just how many people there are that have walked in your shoes. People need to hear this. They're not alone. There are, who knows the number of people, millions around the world who have gone through something similar but may not have got the chance to come to the courtroom to be heard. So the fact that you're putting your case together to be witnessed by so many people, and it just goes to show the number of people who want to support your cause. It's very clear. We have psychiatrists, we have your sponsors, we have coaches, we have people who have been through the experience themselves, film crews, like people want to support you, Janet. And of course I wanted to support you as well. Like, I'm not anyone special, like we all have our part to play. And the law is my avenue that I want to go through to help other people who are in your shoes, because that's where my passion is. Like, I've been through this with my dad. Yes, it didn't go to court, but if it had gone to court, I would have been sitting here listening to the evidence being given and not being able to participate. Whereas now I can actually make my questions.
Yes.
I can challenge people, I can ask, explore. I mean, it's like a playground. So I'm grateful that you gave me that opportunity to be here with you as your advocate. And if it was real, I'd want to do it. If it was a real case, I'd love to be in this position to be your lawyer.
Yes, and when people with lived experience around the world watch how you advocated for this fictional character, Anna Biltmore, they're going to I want a lawyer like that. Where is she? In general, we don't know that there are lawyers like that, but we're going to believe there are. So it was a great experience to hear you dive into the story and be able to summarize the powerful moments.
Yeah. But there's so much more to be said. Like, we've got a time frame to get through everything. But the conversation isn't over. We need to keep the conversation going. This is one way to help people understand, okay, this is serious. This could go to court. Which cases have gone to court? Why aren't more cases going to court? So I'm hoping this will empower and encourage people to speak up, to tell your family, your friends, your mentors, your teachers, what's going on and what can we do about it. We've got to come up with the solution together, because this is a worldwide problem. Yes. So we need to work together to solve it.
Yes.
And we can't put the blame on the doctors, because the doctors are also a part of our world. They are sharing this world with us, so we have to come up with the solution together. The hospitals, the boards, there's just so many people involved that need to be joining this conversation.
Yeah, which is why we want to do a mainstream movie and a mainstream documentary, so that the general population across all cultures can relate to this. And just to close with what I found so amazing, and by the fact that you're here, it is a testimony to you. because you experienced misdiagnosis and wrong medication and harm done to your father, just kind of briefly summarize of what you chose to do, your medical degree, medical ethics and dissertation, and now, so that decision that says, I'm going to do something. Yeah.
So witnessing what happened to my dad, there was nothing else I felt I could do with the rawness of the emotion I felt having to see what he went through. And he ultimately lost his life. Prior to this, I saw how diagnosis, treatment, psychiatric hospitalization, what impact that had on his life, and it destroyed him. He was a working, healthy man who could function in society, contribute to society, and that was ripped from him. And my way of dealing with that grief of losing my dad from that journey, the law has been my avenue to channel that, because I can see and have seen my dad is just like you are the tip of the iceberg. And if there's anything I can do to help people that have been through that, then I want to be there. I know what it's like to lose your dad through the mental health system and see the shell of the person they once were. And it's devastating. So the law is, I'm hoping, an avenue for me to explore, to channel my passion, my energy, my focus to help others, to prevent what happened to my dad happening, hopefully. I chose medical law degree because I want to work as a mental health lawyer ultimately. I want to advocate for people who have been institutionalized, who have been misdiagnosed, who have been given medications that aren't helping, actually making their situation and their lives worse. There's so much that the law has to answer for. And the law is the mechanism that enables these people to be institutionalized and medicated. So that needs to be looked at. And my dissertation was on the ethical disparity in human rights violations that mental health patients are being affected by compared to physical health patients. So reading the research that I had to put to get that question answered was a very therapeutic experience, because ultimately I came to the conclusion that there are parts of the Mental Health Act in England that are complicit in enabling those outcomes to happen with mental health patients. So what are we going to do about it? The law is one way we can tackle this problem. It's not the only way, but it's a major way, because ultimately it's the law that permits this to happen in the first place. You can be medicated against your will. You can be institutionalized for how many number of days, but the law can get you out of that situation and it can ultimately save your life. So that's why I want to focus on the law.
Yes, and we want to do a film in a courtroom to be able to show the evidence of why this needs to be taken seriously and with compassion. And we're hoping to inspire law firms, lawyers, to want to advocate more for people whose rights have been taken away. So thank you for being here. And we're gonna interview a lawyer soon. All right, thank you. Yes,
Thanks.
yes. Excellent.